Today I'm going to teach you the basics of using a slide for clawhammer banjo. Welcome to Banjo Quest. All right, this is part of a larger module that I'm doing over on Banjo Quest. The link is in the description below. We are working on a tune called Gospel Plow. And Gospel Plow happens to be built for bluesy sounds because it's being played in a C minor pentatonic mode. If you don't know what that is or if that's confusing, I'm working on a whole module on this tune, on this mode over on Patreon. And I've already released a what to look for in a slide specifically for slide banjo players, how they fit, which ones you should consider. That is all for patrons over on my website. Go check it out. It's all in the link below and I will see you over there. And then you get access to tons of other stuff, including our amazing Discord where you can post a video of yourself playing some slide banjo and I will give you some feedback. All right, we are going to learn the 3 basic steps of slide banjo, plus, stay to the end, there is an important bonus tip. Let's get started. All right, the first thing that you need to know, well, first we're in double C, a brilliant tuning for slide banjo. But the big thing that you need to know is that we are gliding, not pressing. So when we are normally playing banjo in our normal lives, we are pushing the strings down onto the frets. But with a slide, we don't want to press those strings to the frets because essentially this bar of metal is my new fret and I'm going to just glide over the surface of the strings. One of the cool things about learning slide is that it tells you what pressure to put on the banjo. So if I'm not putting enough pressure, if I'm not letting that slide weight just lay on the strings, if I'm too light, I'm going to get a rattle or a buzz. Check this out. The instant bad sounds, we don't want that sound, right? So that means I need to relax my hand and let the slide lay on the strings without sort of picking up or leaving the slide to be too loose on the banjo. Now, if I push down too hard, suddenly that silky, smooth, slidey sound that we really want is going to be interrupted by the frets themselves. They will be lumpy, like this. Those divisions in that slide are the frets, so I'm pushing the strings down to the frets, which we just said we don't want to do. We want a happy Goldilocks medium zone there. Lay the slide on the strings and we glide on them, just floating on the surface of those strings. All right, the second thing that's critical for learning slide banjo is instead of aiming for between the frets, which is probably what you're used to unless you play fretless, we are aiming to be dead over the frets. So when we need to hit a note, we are going to slide and we're going to get right dead over those frets and we're going to try to stay straight across the board when we can. You may find that your slide may come in at an angle sometimes, and that's okay. I mean, as long as you're really using your ears to get the notes you want to get, it's okay if it deflects just a little bit. But in general, especially if you want to get multiple notes to sound and have them be in tune with each other in pitch, you want to be dead over a fret and straight across. This really, a couple things really help. Playing in front of a mirror, just taking a quick look, using your phone to take a video to watch to see how you're doing on this intonation portion of slide banjo. I noticed that I wasn't fully aware that I was at an angle a lot of the time until I saw a playback video of me playing slide. And then I'm like, ooh, I need to, no wonder my intonation is a little funky in that take. I need to make sure I'm over those frets, in line with the frets and directly above them. All right, third thing, and maybe the most important thing about slide banjo, and that is your trailing fingers stay in contact with the strings as you play. The trailing fingers are the fingers that are on the nut side of the slide. So if I slide up, these fingers are laying on the strings to dampen them as I move the slide up and down the neck. If you just use a piece of metal or ceramic or brass, to slide, you're going to get a lot of rattle and unwanted sounds. By muting strings, by covering them with your trailing fingers, you have a much more contained, focused sound that is getting rid of unwanted noise, which I think has a tendency to kind of pollute the sound of a slide player. This kind of touch on the instrument is really weird to me. So one of the things I noticed when I was learning is I got two of these three big concepts right out of the gate. I could be very light on the strings with the slide, number one. Number two, I could get that slide over the frets. Maybe that was because I spent a lot of years playing fretless banjo, so I was used to thinking of being over frets instead of behind them. So those two concepts came fast for me. What took some time was keeping these trailing fingers down on the strings as I moved. Even now, after years of experimenting and practicing, I find these fingers to start to lift sometimes, and I have to be really mindful, especially if I haven't been playing a lot of slide banjo. I have to remind myself, oh yeah, those trailing fingers are floating along those strings right behind that slide. All right, bonus tip. We are playing in the C minor pentatonic mode in Gospel Plow, and this is convenient because it's built for bluesy sounds. The C minor pentatonic makes use of a flat third and a flat seven, this B flat. E flat is our flat third as sort of the home base of that bluesy sound. It just so happens that when we want to create a bluesy sound with a slide, we want to scoop into our flat thirds and flat sevens, because that's that's where that bluesy sound comes from. So all of Gospel Plow is kind of built on this concept. So Gospel Plow is really this amazing tool to illustrate these fundamentals of slide blues play. Check this out. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of Gospel Plow. Those are the flat seven. That's the B flat. Flat seven. That's E flat. That's the flat third. And if we scoop into that flat seven and flat third, we get that automatic, very entrancing bluesy sound scooping up, going flat, and then going into the note we're trying to hit. Again, on that low string, that's an E flat again. That's sliding into our flat third. Yeah, now that's sliding on that fourth round string. You know, you're gonna get some rattle, you're gonna get a looseness to it, and that's, to me, part of the charm. We don't want this to be laser focused accurate, because that sort of slight jangliness, we wanna control it as best we can, but I think some of that jangliness and looseness gives this a lot of character and a lot of charm. So don't try to deprogram that from your playing. All right, and that's it. We're gonna be doing some deep dive. There will be tablature later next week, all on exercises surrounding Gospel Plow, and there will be a full slide tab available in a couple days for Gospel Plow. That will all be for patrons in the link below. I do hope I see you over there. It's so much fun. And if you want to learn how to fit a slide and get the right slide, that is all already published on Patreon. I hope to see you there. I'll see you next time on Banjo Quest.